Hey, good afternoon, you guys. It's Ann popping back on behind my apron on a Sunday afternoon. You know, some of you have probably done a ton of cooking over Thanksgiving. I did as well. And then I took a couple days off and enjoyed the leftovers, which is one of the fun things about doing all that cooking for sure. But I thought it'd be fun to pop on this afternoon for a couple things. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for all of you guys that have been supporting my small business, and hopefully I've been providing a little inspiration to you this year as we're home cooking more and I'm not out and about as much doing live parties. Instead, we're surviving virtually. But I just wanted to say thanks, and I'll mention my Cyber Monday information in a little bit for you too, but I just wanted to tell you I'm making Detroit pizza this afternoon because after all of that great cooking, I thought it'd be fun to do some pizza. So I wanted to tell you, first of all, I made homemade pizza dough, and you guys, it's not hard. I'll post the recipe I used in the comments after I'm done too, so that you'll have that. And then the batch made more than what we're gonna need, so it freezes great. So I've just put it in a freezer bag, labeled it pizza dough, and I'll throw it in the freezer for the next time that I wanna do this and not have to make the dough from scratch, okay? So a couple things going on here. Detroit style pizza uses both Munster and mozzarella cheese. So I was just finishing grating the cheese when I realized I should go live. So I'm just gonna finish this quick. I'm using the coarse grater to finish grating this. Our recipe that's on our website for Detroit pizza uses pepperoni only, and that's what it recommends, all this good cheese and pepperoni. But I have to tell you, I don't always follow the recipe as it says, so we're gonna doctor ours up a little bit. So I'll let you know here. So I'm just gonna mix the mozzarella and Munster together so that we have that. And then hopefully you can see I punched down the dough when it rose, and I took off 2 chunks that I wanted here. I have our baker's roller, and I have my dough out here on just my floured countertop because that works really well. Our countertops are pretty cool temperature-wise, so it works out great. And so I'm just going to stretch this a little farther with the roller, because then this is going to get dropped in the 10-inch cast iron skillet. So I have the skillet that I've already oiled. The Detroit pizza goes in a cast iron skillet. And I probably have a little bit too much dough here. So we'll see. I'll just kind of squish it down to the sides a little bit. Make it come up a little bit. Then you want to, once you kind of fill it into the pan, boy, I'm not a perfect shaper on this. Here, let me move it over a little bit. Hopefully you guys can still see. I'm just kind of using my hands here. I think this will work. I don't know. But you want to liberally poke it with a fork or knife or something. So I'm just using a sharp knife to poke a whole bunch of holes in it. And then what you do is you actually put it on the stove top and turn the burner on right over the burner. I'm going to sprinkle Italian seasoning right on the dough. I'm also going to squeeze a fresh garlic clove over the dough. And so my burner is on high. My oven is preheating to 500 degrees. It's almost there. And you just cook it on high on top of the stove burner like this, just for 3 or 4 minutes till it starts to rise a little bit. And I'm using Italian seasoning from our line, and you guys, this is one of the things I was going to mention about Cyber Monday. So if you're a pantry user from our products, you can get a deal tomorrow when you order. It can be any size order for no shipping. So it's free shipping on any size. So if you just need to refill your Italian seasoning and your vanilla and your Southwestern or something really popular like that, feel free to do that tomorrow on Cyber Monday right on my website. And I'll post the link for you as well. So while that's heating up for just a couple minutes, I'll just tell you what the rest of this is. So you're gonna put a bunch of toppings down instead of sauce first. So we're gonna let this go a couple more minutes. I'm kind of watching my time there. And we're gonna put toppings down, cheese down, and then you dollop the sauce all over the top for it to be a Detroit pizza. And you know what? I have another little chunk of dough. This is the 10-inch. You could use the 12-inch. This is the little 5.5-inch mini. And I have a little piece of pizza dough left. So I'll actually just roll that one quick for you. And we'll make one in the little mini cast iron skillet too. So the fun part about the cast iron as well is that you can go stovetop to oven, just like, wow, that one rolled a lot easier. So maybe I should have started with that one. And I'll turn on this burner as well. I'll add my seasonings. That was my last clove of garlic, so I'll just reach in here to garlic and herb and put a little garlic and herb on it. So that gets about a 3-minute cook. And this is starting to bubble, and that's what you want to see it start to do. Once it starts bubbling, then that's when you want to put the next toppings on. So I'm going to shut the heat off of this one. And like I said, the regular recipe calls for just pepperonis. I'm going to do a mixture of things on ours. So pepperonis, some Canadian bacon. While I'm doing that, it'd be fun for all of you guys that are watching if you guys would mention if you've made Detroit style pizza before in a cast iron pan like this as well. It'd be fun to know who I have on here that's made these, and then you can give me your tips. I'm going to add some mushrooms. And some really thin onions. Okay, I got quiet there for a minute because I was rereading the recipe. I'm going to actually take that off the burner so I can finish it so it doesn't get too hot for you. And the other one's looking good, so I'll shut that one off. Then you want to blend both kinds of cheeses, like I mentioned. And if I'm going to use pizza sauce that's purchased, I prefer Contadina. And I love these squeeze bottles because I never seem to use the whole one on the entire pizza. So you don't put this all over. Remember I said you just dollop it. And then that is going to go on the bottom rack of your oven at 500 degrees. And the whole time it should cook, it'll take about 15 minutes or so. So I'll come back once it's done and I'll snap a picture so that you guys can see it as well. And then the homemade pizza dough recipe that I've had for a long time, I'll post that in the comments as well. And then with the cast iron, remember these are ones that you don't put these in the dishwasher. You just wash them with soap and water really quickly and then dry them. And they're super easy to use because they come pre-seasoned. And you could probably do this recipe outside on a grill also, but you probably would need to do this dough part. Well, it depends. You could probably do the dough step on the burner on your grill and then crank the heat up to the 500 and then do the whole thing inside a grill or smoker if you wanted to as well. And anyway, I think I'll sprinkle a little more Italian on top. I just thought it'd be a fun afternoon to give you guys a sneak peek, and I'll show you when it's done since this is what we decided to have. And then if you're in the mood to make a whole bunch of pizza dough, you could make several and then portion them out, you know, in about a 5 or 6 inch ball of dough like I did, and put them in a baggie labeled, and then throw them in the freezer, and then that way they're ready to go the next time that you want to use them. So that'll just save you a couple steps too. And it seems like I'm disorganized today and forgot some things. So if I did, follow along in the comments and I'll pop back in there and let you know. And if anybody has made this, put a post out. And thank you for supporting me and letting me cook crazy. See you later.